All right. Welcome to another live grading session with OG. Tonight we got a few cards lined up. Thank you for submitting them. All right, let's go. Okay, so first up, we have a Shohei Ohtani. This is a 2020 Topps Gallery private issue, and it is numbered 132 out of 250. Pretty cool. Okay, so this card has a nice defined border. So I will be measuring that using my digital caliper. Okay, so let's get to measuring first. While the card is protected within its case. Okay, 3.05. Let me plug that in so I don't forget. Okay, on the left border, and then from the right, $288. Okay, that is a 51.49 left right. Okay, now I'll check top and bottom. $255. Sorry. By 315. It is a 55.45 centering. That is right on our cusp. So this card is Gem Mint eligible for the front centering. The back border appears to be the same. Just pop the numbers. $314. By 313. Okay, that's 50-50 left right. And then top bottom. Just a light over here. Sorry. 261. Just double check that top centering. It's a little bit of a lighter border as opposed to the bottom has a darker edge. $272. Feel better about that. $378. Okay, so that meets our criteria for back centering as well. That is 58, 60, 58, 42. Sorry, 42, 58. Okay, so this card is Gem Mint eligible. Okay, so let's get to inspecting this card. Okay, anything stands out? There appears to be a long scratch over here. See, just hits the right light. We'll look at that together. Okay, so let's get to inspecting. Always start with the corners, running from the corners down through the edges. If anything stands out, I will use the fixed magnifying glass to share it with you. Corners and edges look good on this card. Okay, so now time to inspect the surface. Again, this is a, if you haven't watched this before, this is a 10x magnifying glass. Appears to be a minor chip up here, but that could be dust. Let's check it out. Yep. Just blew that off. There's a minor surface irregularity up here in the top right. We'll look at that together in a moment. Okay, first pass, I use the light on, the second with the light off. And there's that minor scratch. Very tough to see. Sorry, it is a long scratch. That is a significant scratch. However, it is difficult to see. And double check under my thumb. Yeah, it looks clean under there. Okay, so let's look at the first one. Hopefully both of these will translate over the camera. I'm not sure if they will, actually. Some are pretty minor. They just pretty difficult to see with the way the light hits it. So that first surface irregularity, that's visible, I think. Okay. Now this scratch, this may be tougher. Sadly, this is a significant scratch. It's very long. It is between my thumbs. There, you can kind of see the light play off it. Try to get the light to hit it just right, and maybe it'll come across. Actually, long enough that okay, you might be able to see the slight irregularity in the coloring through the video. There's a significant scratch there on the front. Okay, so now let's inspect the back of the card. Again, I will start with the corners, run down through the edges. Like this marble look is pretty interesting. For the Topps gallery. Okay, corners and edges still looked clean from the back. There's a minor surface irregularity here, top right from the back. First pass with the light on, second pass light off. And under my thumb. Okay, so the minor surface irregularity right here. Just a second. You know what? Let's turn the light off. Maybe that'll stand out a little better. It's a minor surface irregularity. Definitely important there. That's the angle. Okay, so let's review this card. So this card, despite having potential gem mint centering, it has a significant scratch, as well as two other minor issues. And because of that, this card grades as a 7, near mint. Okay, let's move on to the next card. Let's record that. And the next card up is another Shohei Ohtani. This one is a 2021 Chronicles Titan Prism. It's numbered 19 out of 50. Excellent. Looks like a pink prism, possibly. We'll make sure to have that on the label when it's finished. And, of course, in the profile as well. Okay, so let's first talk about the centering on this card. This card has not defined borders. This card is objectively, I will not be fabricating centering points on a card like this. So we will use the OG eye appeal standard. The eye appeal standard is probably the best standard and strictest for centering and is more accurate. The front of this card passes eye appeal. And let's review the back. The back of this card also passes eye appeal. This card is Gem Mint eligible. Okay, so let's just give this card the once over. Possibly a minor. Nope. Just print line. Okay, nothing of note stands out that is of decrementing points for our grading. All right, I will start with the corners running down through the edges. Move this out. Checking them from the front. Looking for thickness issues or an angularity issue. Running from corner down to edge. Okay, this card has 4 sharp corners and no issues on the edge. All right, so now let's go to inspect the surface. Okay. To be just minor chatter from the front surface down here. We'll look at that together in a moment after the second pass with the light off. And double check under my thumb. Okay, so let's bring this up close. Just very, very minor chatter. On the surface. Okay, now let's review the back of the card, or let's inspect the back of the card, sorry. Start again with the corners through the edges. It looks like probably dust. Yes. Corners to the edges. Okay, and from the back, they look clean as well. Okay, so now it's for the back surface. To be a minor chip down here at the bottom middle. That's the front surface, possibly edge, but we'll look at that from the front in just a moment. After the second pass with the light off and double checking under my thumb. Clean. Okay, so this is very, very minor little chip, which is, however, visible, probably because of its location near the edge. can see it looks a little white from this angle. See if I can get a good shot. Oh. There, very minor chip. Okay, so now let's complete this card. So this card just had two extremely minor issues. Because of that, this card grades as a Gem Mint 10. It's an awesome card. Okay, let's record that and then move on to the last card of the evening. The final card of the evening is a Wolverine. Awesome Marvel character. This is a 2015 Vibranium in Memoriam. Okay. Again, this card does not have, similar to the last card, defined borders, and I will be using the eye appeal standard to determine centering. This card passes eye appeal for the front and also for the back. This card is Gem Mint eligible. Okay, so let's get to inspecting. Okay, so just a first glance, let's give this card the once over. Appears to be a minor scratch top left, but we'll look at that in a moment. Okay, let's start with the corners, running down through the edges. Corners, again, looking for angularity issues or thickness issues, and the same with edges, just being thickness issues. Okay, so this card has 4 sharp corners with no obvious issues at the edges. Okay, so let's start to inspect the surface. Okay, there's that first minor scratch, top left. Oh, sorry. We'll look at it together in a moment with the fixed magnifying glass after I finish my pass. Okay, first pass with the light off or light on. Now the light off. Trying to shift the light around the card. See if there's any issues like on the first card. Some scratches and imperfections are very difficult to see without the right light. And lastly, under my thumb. It's like a little chip. See if that's just dust. Nope. It looks to be a minor chip on the surface. Okay, so let's look at those together. The first is the minor scratch. This top left. There, it's visible when the light hits it just right. It's a minor scratch. Okay, and then down here, right next to his waist, little white spot. Okay, Now let's move on to the back of the card. Okay, again, I will start with the corners down to the edges. Looking for any issues. I hadn't known this, but I guess Wolverine died in the year 2014. Didn't know that was possible. His last words were enough. Okay, that was the first pass with the light on. Next one with the light off. His first appearance, Incredible Hulk 181. It's a pretty iconic comic book, I believe. Okay, just double checking under my thumb. Okay, back of this card is clean. Okay, so let's review this card. This card only had those two very minor issues. Second, on the front surface. Get the light to adjust. Okay, so they were because of those minor issues. This card grades as a Gem Mint 10. Awesome card. Thank you for submitting it. And thanks for watching. That's it for our live grading today. Please like and subscribe. Tune in. I try to put these out every Thursday at 8:30. Tune in then for live grading. We may be having more live grades or adding more, maybe some more card, slabbed card content to the channel. But check us out. And thanks again for watching.